Okay, let's take this thing one step further. We've been talking about symbolization. We've gone through language and religion. Now we're going to look at art. Really, it wouldn't have hurt anything if I had put art at the beginning of this set of three universals because um, it's really in the prehistoric past, in the Pleistocene. It's art that supplies us with the evidence that the other things, language and religion, are in existence already. It's the empirical basis from which we understand those things before there was writing and much else that goes on. But we already got some of that in our studies of the Pleistocene, so I went ahead and put it last in this little sequence of things because it sort of cinches the deal, I guess. And one of the things that I want you to pay special attention to this week is that the difference between individualism and corporate communities and the effect that that has on your art. Like in your textbook, they mention that the reason that people are in our society think of art as being something that individuals do and that they very carefully invent something new and then copyright it and every time so that nobody else invents it anew again. But in societies that live a more corporate sodality sort of existence, where people are don't consider themselves to be individuals, but they consider themselves to be part of their tribe. They have a very different view on these things, and so in those societies, innovation is not highly regarded. As a matter of fact, if you're too innovative, you might end up being considered to be a witch and burned at the stake. But they do hold in highest regard continuity, and we can see this in the art. Like if you look at the cave paintings in Lascaux 16,000 years ago, a lot of those paintings have clearly been traced over again and again. And what they're doing is they're renewing those paintings. They're reliving the the painting of those paintings and in a sense bringing them to life, probably bringing them to life emotionally, bringing them to life visually. And there's a lot of wonderment about the reality of the Lascaux paintings. Like if you're a person who's attuned to livestock, you can tell what season of the year it is by how much hair they have on. You can tell whether it's male or female. You can tell whether the female is pregnant or not. They're just really pouring all of their great visual, all of the great human visual capabilities and ability to observe into these paintings, and all of that life is there, and you renew that every time you go and visit them deep um, in these recesses of the earth. And the earth itself probably had magical properties, and so there would be uh, emotional content that would go along with going down into the earth, into a chapel in the earth, a grotto. There's still plenty of grottos around the world with paintings on the sides of the walls. And probably a lot gets put into religion that has to do with what reaches beyond what we immediately preserve or observe. That's not so much the case in art. You're It's likely that those non-empirical dimensions of religion are somehow represented in those paintings, but how would we know about them? I mean, we know the difference. Not surprised to be able to recognize the difference between a pregnant and a non-pregnant rhinoceros, but we don't know about the spiritual things. But in this renewal business, we kind of get a glimpse that they're doing these things again and experiencing them again, and that's kind of like, where the art and the religion meet, probably, is in that renewal things in these societies that are not individualistic, and in which their deity is the animus of the cosmos. So go investigate these mysteries in your readings and discussions this week, and send me some good ideas. All right?